My name is Sarah, my husband is in army. I often find myself getting lost in my Darren's eyes. At least that's what I tell him when I'm accused of not listening to his daily debrief when he gets home. One thing I did listen to is the issue with increased low morale, particularly with the senior ranks. They're constantly getting shafted from above and held to account by the junior ranks, which should never happen. Micromanaging is a real problem. The ivory tower sitters talk a good talk about empowerment, but there's this constant nitpicking. If it goes well, brilliant. If it's not, then your name's shit. It's long screwdriver syndrome at its worst. The three B's, bullshit, bureaucracy, and bollocks, are mopping up any fun the sponges might have missed. Back in the day, it'd be like Friday afternoon, early finish, pub, simple. Now, there's got to be a risk assessment. How are you getting there? How are you getting back? Will you get finger blasted? Will there be food? Fuck off, man, there'll be feedback forms next. Got a taxi, had 12 pints and a burger, quick and shandy behind the bins by unknown female, taxi back. I'd rate this experience 7 out of 10. The burger was cold and her hands were a bit rough. The current batch of Gen Z see the army as just a job and not a vocation, and some of them lose their minds when they're told to work weekends or overtime. Newsflash, there is no such thing as contracted hours, dickhead, you're in the fucking army. There's a lot of made up bollocks to keep soldiers busy, like setting objectives. There's enough to be getting on with wearing more hats than Mr. Ben without having to tick boxes on leadership, organisational skills and grammatical fucking errors by a private soldier. Senior soldiers are desperate to go on tour to get away from it. Barrack soldiers who tick boxes and stab others in the back to progress are rarely those who you'd want out in the field with you. They're good at politics, but fold like a deck chair when the shit hits the fan. A war tends to separate the wheat from the chaff. Let's see how good their admin pouches are then. Raise morale by letting people do their jobs, have faith in the system and stop employing soldiers that make the army weaker. Be the best and not just the biggest. Rome wasn't built in a day, but the engineers will probably tell you it wasn't that they built it.